The alien woman had been silent for years. No movement. No words. No signal of life beyond a slow heartbeat. Then one day she turned her head, looked directly at a human engineer, and spoke a single word that changed humanity's future forever. Her first word was simple. Finally. No one else heard it. Only Elias Ward. And that was the beginning of everything. The hidden station. Deep beneath the dusty surface of Mars, inside a classified research station called as Deep, hundreds of scientists worked in secrecy. Officially, the facility studied geological samples and energy experiments. Unofficially, it held something far more extraordinary. An alien. She had been discovered 7 years earlier inside a damaged spacecraft buried in Martian rock. The ship was ancient, its metal stronger than anything humans had ever created. Inside it was one survivor. The alien woman. She looked strangely familiar. Her body shape was human-like, though her skin shimmered with faint silver patterns that moved like soft light underwater. Her ears were long and curved gracefully, and her closed eyes held an unsettling calm. The scientists called her Specimen Aurora, but most people simply called her the Silent One. For 7 years she had never spoken, never opened her eyes, never moved, until the day Elias arrived. The engineer who talked too much. Elias Ward was not a scientist. He was a systems engineer assigned to maintain the life support systems of the alien containment wing. In simple terms, he fixed broken machines. He wasn't supposed to interact with the alien. But humans are curious creatures. And silence is powerful. After weeks of working near her chamber, Elias started talking to her while repairing equipment. At first it was awkward. "Good morning, alien person," he said one day while adjusting a monitor. No response. Still, he kept talking. He told her about Earth. About rainstorms and forests. About how humans once believed Mars had canals built by aliens. "Turns out we were right," he joked quietly. The alien never reacted. But Elias noticed something strange. Every time he spoke, the room's instruments flickered slightly. At first he assumed it was faulty wiring. But the pattern kept repeating. Whenever he talked, the sensors moved. A strange reaction. One evening Elias brought something unusual to the chamber. A small projector showing images of Earth's oceans. Waves rolled across the walls in glowing blue light. He watched the alien carefully. At first nothing happened. Then one of the monitors beeped. Her brain activity spiked. "Okay, that's new," Elias whispered. He leaned closer. "You like oceans?" The brainwave spike grew stronger. Elias stared at the monitor in disbelief. "You're hearing me." Still no movement. But the machines confirmed something incredible. She was reacting. The secret experiment. Elias didn't report it immediately. He knew what would happen. The scientists would isolate her, run tests, and treat her like a machine. Instead, he tried something different. Something human. The next day he brought music. Soft piano melodies from Earth. The alien's heartbeat increased. The following day he brought a recording of birds singing. Her brain activity surged again. Each small reaction made Elias more certain. "She's awake," he whispered. "Just waiting." The warning. Unfortunately, secrets never last long inside a military research base. One afternoon Elias was called into a meeting with the station director, Dr. Helena Krauss. She studied him carefully. "Our monitoring systems show unusual neural responses from the alien whenever you enter the chamber," she said. Elias tried to sound calm. "That's probably coincidence." Dr. Krauss shook her head. "No coincidence." She leaned forward. "You are not authorized to communicate with the specimen." Elias nodded. Understood. But as he left the room, he knew one thing. He wasn't going to stop. Because for the first time in 7 years, the alien wasn't silent anymore. The moment everything changed. Late that night Elias returned to the chamber during his maintenance shift. The room was quiet. Soft blue lights illuminated the alien's motionless body. Elias sat beside the containment bed. "You know," he said softly, "humans aren't very patient." He smiled tiredly. "We talk a lot. Even when nobody answers." For a long moment, nothing happened. Then suddenly, her fingers moved. Just slightly. Elias froze. The sensors exploded with activity. Her brainwaves surged. Her heartbeat accelerated. Slowly, painfully, her eyes opened. They glowed faintly like distant stars. And they focused directly on Elias. For 7 years she had never moved. Never reacted. But now she was staring straight at him. Then her lips moved. And she spoke. Her voice was quiet. Soft. But perfectly clear. "One word," she said. Elias leaned closer. "What?" The alien woman studied him carefully, as if measuring something. Then she spoke the word again. "Finally." A truth humans never expected. Elias felt a chill run down his spine. "Finally," he repeated. The alien's glowing eyes softened. Her voice came again, calm and ancient. "You took longer than expected." Elias blinked in confusion. Expected by who? The alien slowly sat up for the first time in 7 years. Machines screamed warnings. Security alarms began flashing. But she ignored them. Instead she looked directly at Elias. And said something that would shake humanity forever. "We have been watching your species for thousands of years." Elias stared at her. "You're kidding." The alien tilted her head slightly. "Your creativity, your chaos, your resilience." She paused. "Humanity is fascinating." Then her expression changed. For the first time, fear appeared in her glowing eyes. "They are coming." Elias felt his stomach drop. "Who?" The alien whispered the answer. "The ones who destroy civilizations." The alarms grew louder. Security teams were rushing toward the chamber. The alien woman looked directly at Elias. And spoke the words that would begin humanity's greatest war. "You must help me save your species." The alien woman had spoken only one word after 7 years of silence. "Finally." But her next words were even more shocking. "They are coming." Inside the underground Martian station, alarms echoed through the corridors as security teams rushed toward the containment chamber. Red warning lights flashed across the walls. Elias Ward stood frozen beside the alien. His mind struggled to understand what was happening. 7 years of silence, and now suddenly she was awake, speaking perfect English, and warning humanity about an incoming threat. The alien slowly stood from the containment bed. Her movements were graceful but slightly unsteady, like someone waking from a very long sleep. Machines around the chamber beeped wildly as her biological readings spiked. Elias whispered nervously, "You should probably lie back down before they bring the entire army in here." The alien woman looked at him calmly. "That will not help your species." Her glowing eyes shifted toward the ceiling as if she could see through the miles of rock above them. "They are already near your solar system." Elias swallowed. "Who exactly are they?" The alien answered with quiet seriousness. "The Convergence. The Civilization Hunters." Before Elias could ask another question, the chamber doors burst open. Armed security officers stormed inside. Behind them came Director Helena Krauss and a team of scientists. Everyone froze when they saw the impossible. The alien was standing. Alive. Awake. Dr. Krauss stepped forward slowly. "How is this possible?" The alien looked at the humans with curiosity. "You have grown since we last observed you." The room went silent. Dr. Krauss whispered, "Observed us?" The alien nodded. "My people monitor developing civilizations across the galaxy." Elias rubbed his forehead. "So you're basically cosmic researchers." "In a way." Dr. Krauss's voice sharpened. "Then explain why you were buried inside Mars." The alien paused for a moment. Her eyes darkened slightly. "We were hiding. The truth about the galaxy. The room felt colder after those words. Dr. Krauss folded her arms. Hiding from what? The alien spoke carefully, choosing each word. Many civilizations grow, discover space travel, and join the galactic community. She looked directly at Elias. But some civilizations are destroyed before they reach that stage. Elias frowned. Destroyed by natural disasters. The alien shook her head. Destroyed by hunters. A heavy silence filled the chamber. The alien continued. The Convergence is an ancient collective of advanced species. They believe young civilizations are dangerous. Elias raised an eyebrow. Dangerous? Humans can barely agree on pizza toppings. The alien ignored the joke. They erase developing species before those species can become powerful. Dr. Krauss whispered slowly. A galactic extermination program. The alien nodded. Yes. Why Earth was hidden. Dr. Krauss paced the room. If these hunters exist, why hasn't Earth been destroyed already? The alien looked toward the ceiling again. Because my people hid your world. Every human in the chamber stared at her. Elias blinked. You, what? The alien explained. Thousands of years ago we discovered Earth. Your species showed unusual creativity and adaptability. She studied Elias carefully. Humans solve problems differently than most intelligent species. Dr. Krauss spoke cautiously. So you protected us? Yes. We placed signals across your solar system that disguised Earth as an uninhabited system. Elias let out a nervous laugh. So basically, cosmic camouflage. Yes. Dr. Krauss's face turned pale. Then why are they coming now? The alien answered quietly. Because my ship crashed on Mars. The room fell silent again. When the ship crashed, she continued, the camouflage network failed. Dr. Krauss whispered one terrible word. Oh. Humanity's deadline. Elias leaned against the wall. How much time do we have? The alien hesitated. Approximately 4 months. Dr. Krauss shook her head. That's impossible. Humanity can't prepare for a galactic invasion in 4 months. The alien's glowing eyes moved slowly across the humans in the room. That is why I woke up. Elias crossed his arms. Wait, you didn't wake up because of the cat videos. The alien tilted her head slightly. Cat videos. Elias sighed. Never mind. The unexpected advantage. The alien walked slowly toward a large holographic display in the chamber. She placed her hand against the interface. Immediately the screen filled with complex star maps and strange alien symbols. The scientists gasped. You understand our systems? One asked. The alien nodded. Your technology is primitive but intuitive. Elias grinned. I'm choosing to take that as a compliment. The star map zoomed outward, showing the solar system. Then a red signal appeared near the outer edge. Dr. Krauss whispered. That's them. Yes. The Convergent scouts have already arrived. Elias stared at the map. Okay, so what exactly do these hunters expect when they reach Earth? The alien answered calmly. A weak, divided species that cannot defend itself. Elias slowly smiled. Well, that part might be wrong. Humanity's greatest strength. The alien turned toward him. Explain. Elias looked around the room at the scientists, soldiers, and engineers. Humans are messy, he said. We argue. We compete. We make mistakes. He shrugged. But when things get really bad. He pointed at the star map. We get creative. The alien watched him with growing curiosity. Dr. Krauss crossed her arms. What exactly are you suggesting? Elias looked at the alien. You said they destroy civilizations before they become powerful. Yes. Which means they expect us to be weak. Yes. Elias grinned. Perfect. The alien narrowed her eyes. I do not understand. Elias walked to the holographic display. What if we don't fight them the normal way? Dr. Krauss frowned. There is no normal way to fight a civilization thousands of years more advanced than us. Elias tapped the display. Exactly. The alien studied him carefully. You are suggesting deception. Elias nodded. Humans have a lot of practice with that. The first human plan. Elias looked directly at the alien woman. What's your name, by the way? The alien paused. My name cannot be pronounced easily in human language. Elias shrugged. Fair. He thought for a moment. How about Lyra? The alien considered it. Lyra is acceptable. Elias smiled. Good. Because Lyra, humanity is about to do something very human. Dr. Krauss sighed. I'm almost afraid to ask. Elias pointed to the approaching red signal on the map. We're going to convince the Convergence that attacking Earth is the worst mistake in galactic history. Lyra watched him closely. And how will humans accomplish that? Elias leaned back with a confident grin. By doing what humans do best. He paused. Bluffing. Lyra's glowing eyes widened slightly. For the first time since awakening, the alien woman looked impressed. And somewhere far beyond the edge of the solar system, the ships of the Convergence continued moving toward Earth, unaware that humanity had already begun preparing the most dangerous trick in galactic history. The Convergence fleet entered the outer edge of the solar system quietly. Silent ships the size of cities drifted past Neptune like shadows. Their technology was ancient and terrifyingly advanced. For thousands of years they had erased civilizations before those species ever reached the stars. To them, Earth was supposed to be another easy mission. A young planet. Primitive technology. Divided nations. A species not yet ready for the galaxy. But the Convergence had made one small mistake. They had underestimated humans. The human plan. Inside the underground command center beneath Mars, the entire planet was watching the same holographic display. Governments, scientists, engineers, soldiers, people from every nation were working together for the first time in history. At the center of the room stood Elias Ward and the alien woman now known as Lyra. Lyra studied the massive screen that showed the approaching fleet. You cannot defeat them in direct combat, she said calmly. Your weapons are centuries behind theirs. Elias nodded. Yeah, we figured that out pretty quickly. He leaned against the control table with a small grin. But we don't need better weapons. Lyra looked at him curiously. Then what do you need? Elias pointed to Earth on the star map. We need them to believe something. Dr. Helena Krauss joined the conversation. We've spent 3 months broadcasting false signals across the solar system. Lyra turned to the screen. What kind of signals? Elias smiled. Signals that suggest humanity already has something the Convergence fears. Lyra tilted her head. And what exactly would that be? Elias answered with one word. Alliance. The biggest lie in human history. For the past 90 days, Earth had been broadcasting powerful transmissions across space. The signals were carefully designed. They suggested Earth was already part of a massive interstellar alliance. Fake alien languages. Simulated fleet communications. Hundreds of artificial ship signatures scattered throughout the solar system. Every telescope, radar station, and satellite worked together to create one massive illusion. A lie so large it looked like truth. Lyra studied the data in silence. This is extremely clever. Elias grinned. Humans invented something called psychological warfare. Dr. Krauss added quietly. The Convergence destroys weak civilizations, but they avoid strong ones. Lyra slowly nodded. So you are convincing them that humanity is already protected. Exactly, Elias said. But we added one more detail. The hidden surprise. Lyra looked closer at the holographic display. Dozens of enormous energy signatures appeared near Earth. They looked like gigantic warships. But Lyra's sensors detected something strange. These signatures are unusual. Elias laughed. Because they're not ships. Lyra turned toward him. Explain. Elias tapped the display again. The image zoomed in on Earth's orbit. Thousands of satellites, stations, and old spacecraft were drifting around the planet. Every piece of space junk humanity ever launched, Elias said proudly. We connected them all. Lyra blinked. You weaponized orbital debris. Elias shrugged. Not exactly. Dr. Krauss smiled slightly. We turned them into transmitters. The entire cloud of debris around Earth was now broadcasting coordinated signals. Together they looked like something enormous. Something powerful. Something alien. Lyra whispered softly. You created the illusion of a hidden fleet. Elias pointed toward Earth. The largest fake armada in the history of the universe. The moment of truth. Days passed. The Convergence fleet slowed as it approached the inner solar system. Their scouts began scanning the strange signals surrounding Earth. Inside the Mars Command Center, everyone waited in complete silence. Lyra studied the incoming data carefully. They are confused. Elias raised an eyebrow. That's good, right? Yes. Dr. Krauss leaned forward nervously. What are they doing now? Lyra looked at the screen again. They are analyzing the signals. Elias muttered quietly. Come on, take the bait. For several long minutes nothing happened. Then suddenly the red icons representing the Convergence fleet stopped moving. Lyra's eyes widened slightly. They have halted their advance. A wave of whispers spread across the control room. Elias slowly smiled. It's working. The conversation. Suddenly every communication system inside the command center activated at once. A massive alien signal filled the room. The voice that emerged was cold, ancient, and powerful. Unknown civilization of Earth. Everyone froze. The Convergence had opened communication. Lyra stepped forward. They are addressing humanity directly. Elias swallowed. Well, that's new. Dr. Krauss whispered. Answer them. Elias stepped toward the microphone. His voice echoed across the solar system. This is Earth. The alien voice spoke again. Our scans detect advanced fleets and unknown technologies surrounding your world. Elias smiled slightly. Correct. There was a long pause. Then the alien voice returned. You are a young civilization. Your sudden alliance with advanced species is unexpected. Elias glanced at Lyra. Then he answered confidently. Humanity makes friends quickly. Another long silence followed. Finally, the alien voice spoke again. We will withdraw. The entire control room gasped. Lyra looked stunned. They believe the illusion. Humanity's victory. Slowly, one by one, the red signals representing the Convergence fleet began turning away from the solar system. They were leaving. Elias leaned back in disbelief. We just scared off the most dangerous civilization in the galaxy, with a bluff. Dr. Krauss laughed with relief. Only humans would try something like that. Lyra watched the retreating fleet carefully. You understand, this is only temporary. Elias nodded. Of course. Lyra looked at him curiously. You do not seem worried. Elias smiled. Because now we know something important. Lyra tilted her head. What? Elias pointed toward Earth. That humanity is officially on the galactic map. He looked back at the stars. And next time the Convergence shows up. His grin widened. We might actually be ready. Lyra studied the humans around her, scientists, engineers, soldiers, and ordinary people who had just fooled one of the oldest civilizations in existence. For the first time, she understood why her species had chosen to protect Earth thousands of years ago. Humans were unpredictable. creative, fearless when facing impossible odds. And sometimes, a simple bluff was enough to change the fate of an entire galaxy. Far above Mars, the stars continued shining quietly. But somewhere out in deep space, the Convergence fleet carried a new message back to the galaxy. A warning about a strange young species on a blue planet. A species that should have been easy to destroy. Instead, they had become something far more dangerous. Human.